iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the season finale for the limited iRacing series Outlaw Super Late Models here at the racetrack of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight is race number 10, and we'll conclude the series for these guys. There are currently 10 drivers here on the premise ready to do battle on this 1.5 mile speedway. We'll see high speed, action packed, and of course a championship battle coming down to the wire. That being between the drivers of Braden Goddard, who holds a 2-point advantage over Jacob York. Also another battle we got to keep a close eye on is for the Rookie of the Year, currently held by Michael Lipe, but Connor Gadsden is 2 points behind him, so very tight points battles here as we head over to qualifying. We'll take a look at some cars on the speedway. One car out there getting up to speed is our points leader. That is the 38 machine of Braden Goddard. Braden looking for a solid finish here tonight to, of course, lock up the championship and become the champion for this series of the Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Braden, of course, repping some December paint scheme on that 38 machine, looking very sporty out here as he comes off of turn number 4. This will be his first time lap for Braden Goddard. You'll see here, folks, very high speed. You got to be as smooth as you can with these cars. And when it comes race time, folks, we will see the good old draft come into play as Braden Goddard looking very sporty on his first lap here. Looking nice and smooth in these corners. Getting down to that paint line where you need to be. Could be a little bit lower, but if he keeps that momentum, this looks like a pretty good first lap. A little bit of bobble there off of 4, but Braden Goddard puts in a 31.08. Connor Gadsden with a 30.08. Now Josh Siegfried goes to the top of the board, so we'll see if Braden Goddard can improve on lap number 2 in this 38 machine as he goes down the backstretch for the final time here in qualifying. He'll throw it down into 3 and 4. And off of turn number 4, he comes a little bit loose. Gets that thing down to the bottom side where he needs to be, though. He'll get that thing right down as close to the bottom as he can. And Braden will improve that lap time, but he'll still stay P number 5. Now we'll take a look at the rival for that 38 machine coming into tonight. That'll be the 97 machine of Jacob York, who almost gets in the wall there in turn number 3. I believe this is his first time lap for the 97 machine. Looks like he might try and wind this thing on up for his first time lap. No, that was coming to green, so we'll see the 97 machine. That lap not count, so he must have got into the wall. So down the backstretch for the final time. Oh, he gets into the wall big time for Jacob York, so I don't think he'll get a qualifying time, and that will mean he will start at the back. Now we'll go to look at the 7 machine of Blaine Harrison. He's out here on a time lap. We'll see where the 7 machine can go. Eli Lewis looks like he'll slide into 5th, now 6th, as Blaine Harris able to put down a 31.06. So that lap by Josh in the 12 machine with a 30.08 is absolutely hauling around this place by yourself. So a very stout lap by that 12 machine. That will be hard to beat, as we only have a handful of guys that have not taken a lap yet. As you can see, folks, you still got to breathe the throttle a little bit, or else you lose that front end of these super late models. These things not designed to go as fast as they are here tonight, but we'll make them work, as Blaine Harrison able to improve his lap time, go to P number 4. Now we'll look at the 48 machine of Colton Everham. Colton first time here in this series, right at the season finale for the 48 machine. His first time lap, he'll go P number 8. He'll see if he can improve that here on lap number 2 as he heads down the backstretch for the final time for Colton here in qualifying. 48 machine able to sail that thing in through 3 and 4, as you can tell. Gets a little bit tight, loses that front end all the way up to the top side, keeps it off the wall, but did he have to get out of the throttle? Will this time be better as he crosses the start-finish line? Not able to improve on his lap time. He'll go to P number 6 when it's all said and done. And I think that will do it for lap times, as I think we might have one car out there, but not sure if he's on a time lap or not. As these super late models are absolutely hauling around this place, folks. No restrictor plates, no roof flaps on these things, so hopefully we'll see all the cars stay on the ground when it's all said and done. But Jacob York able to put in another lap. He goes to P number 2 when it counts. So Jacob York putting some gap between him and Braden. That's what he needs to do to try and make up those 2 valuable points for this points fight. But as we get to the end of qualifying here, it looks like Josh Siegfried in the 12 machine will be leading us to the green flag. So he'll get the job done. He'll be tonight's Quick Time Award here for the season finale of the limited iRacing Series Outlaw Super Late Models. As we get ready to now go down grid side and run through tonight's starting order. Joshua Siegfried in the 12 machine will start on the pole. Starting to his outside is the 97 machine of Jacob York. Row number 2 will be made up of James Poleski in the 93 machine. Starting to his outside is Tristan Newman in the 50. Row number 3 will be Blaine Harrison in the 7 down low. Starting to his outside, Connor Gadsden in the 76 machine. And I think without Michael Lipp here, I think Connor will get the job done and be the Rookie of the Year. Starting in the 7th position is Colton Everham in the 48 machine. 8th place will go to Eli Lewis in the 3. Starting 9th is Braden Goddard, our current points leader, in the 38 machine. Starting in 10th is Tyler Holden in the 02. And then starting P11th is Casey Beatty in the 45 machine, with Curtis Heading in the 85 machine rounding out tonight's starting field. As folks, that will do it for the grid here tonight. We get ready. We'll get things rocking and rolling here for the race as we get all the drivers lined up here. We'll wait for them to pull on off and get ready for the all-important pace lap. Next time by, they will be going green, so everyone be ready. These drivers hopefully are to do 75 laps of battle here around this 1.5 mile tri-oval track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, these guys get going. We'll run over tonight's race information. As you can see, a very large track for these super late models, but it's a ton of fun to do, folks. If you do have iRacing and you want to give a fun combo to try on out, this is always a blast. Almost like some super speedway racing. But for the final time in this screen, we got to thank all of the sponsors for another great season from the Limited iRacing series. We got to, of course, thank Premier Dental Arts, BG Racing Designs, High Tech Custom Apparel, Don's Custom Diecast, and J Stock Cars. Be sure to check out all of them with all of your needs as we get ready to go green flag racing here. The field is away and rolling. And of course, as you can see on your screen, be sure to check out Don's Custom Diecast for all your custom diecast needs. They do some awesome work with the 3D printer. I know these guys have a couple diecasts coming in their series with some outlaw stuff, and I tell you what, I've seen a few pictures and it looks awesome. Also, if you're looking to add a car to that collection of yours that you've been looking for a while, be sure to check out J Stock Cars over on the Facebook. He has a great collection of cars for your needs. It looks like everyone, oh, we did have one driver miss the grid. I believe that's a 50 machine of Tristan Newman that did not make the call for the start. So we'll have to see how that shakes on out. Hopefully he gets out there on track, but right now have 11 super late models out on the speedway. We get ready for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road, and then Josh Siegfried in the 12 machine will be leading us to green. We'll wait for him to jump on the loud pedal. As he does just that, we go green flag racing for the final time in this season for the Limited iRacing Outlaws Super Late Models. As the field heads down into one, some contact further on back. One car out of shape. I believe that's a 76 machine of Connor Gadsden. Not the way he wanted to start this race. As everyone sorts themselves on out, contact into the wall. I believe that's a 48 machine of Colton Everham with some contact, but Gadsden, not the start he wanted. A little bit out of shape. Him in the 7, I believe, might have made contact going into 1, not sure, but everyone able to keep it facing the right direction. We have one lap in the books. As we look up front here, oh, Jacob York tries to move, I think makes a little bit of contact with the bumper of the race leader. Josh able to hang on to that car, but Jacob York now applying the pressure. Also right there in the 93 machine is James Pileski. As we get a yellow flag out here on the speedway, so we are under yellow for the first time here tonight. We got to try and figure out what happened, as we have Blaine Harrison getting up to speed, so I believe he might have been involved. As you see Blaine Harrison big time sideways off of turn 4, a little bit of contact, maybe with the 45, maybe some neck code, and that sent him up to the 7 machine that was trying to save it, and that will definitely be enough contact to bring out the yellow flag for the first time here tonight. As we'll take a look here at the replay again to maybe try and see maybe a different angle just to see what happened. Oh, let's see if we can change up the angle here. You can see the 7s trying to save the car, and yeah, the 45 and 76 make a little bit of contact, and that shoots the 76 right up into the 7. I was just trying to save it, and that's a bummer for all the cars involved as we pick back up the field here under yellow for the first time. Of course, another sponsor we got to give a big shout out to is our caution sponsor out there on the screen in the top left there, folks. Roundy's Lawn Care. As they like to say, you're on the fast track to a beautiful yard. And I tell you what, they do some sweet stuff. So if you know they are local to you, be sure to check out Roundy's Lawn Care. They do some awesome stuff, especially now it's in the winter season, but spring is right around the corner, and you can never have too nice of a lawn. As we now complete lap 5 of 75 here under yellow, it looks like everyone, a few takers down pit road. I believe the 85 machine and the 7 both down pit road. Also an update on the 50 machine of Tristan Newman. He was able to get out there on the speedway, so He's out there in last, but able to get out there, so we'll have to see where this 50 car can make it up to. As I believe he was supposed to start right around the fourth position, so we'll see if he can make his way back up through the field. As we look at the teammate car of Eli Lewis, currently sitting in the 4th position. One of the biggest movers besides Casey Beatty right now is the 3 of Eli Lewis. As out front, Josh Siegfried able to hold off Jacob York there at the start. Now with the draft, you know, the car leading should be slower, so we'll have to see what kind of runs people make and decide when to take them. You know, do you try and push people a little bit? Do you, every time you get a run, do you make a move? That's something these drivers are having to think about and figure out on the fly as the lights go out on the iRacing pace car. We will re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go. Green flag racing next time by. Josh Siegfried will lead us to green. Jacob York in 2nd. James Pileski 3rd. Eli Lewis 4th. And Case and I believe it's Colton Everham in the 5th position when it's all filed on out. See, we got Brendan in the YouTube chat lands. How's it going, Brendan? That's a bummer that you couldn't make it here tonight. It's always been a good time seeing you out there on track this season. And yeah, that last iRacing update, I tell you what, was a big one. And it took my computer even a while to get through it. So it was a one that you couldn't do last minute, even if you tried. But yep, so far the 02 and the 12 machine looking pretty sporty here in the early run. We'll have to see what that 12 machine can do, as he will be leading us to green flag here as we now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road, and then Josh will lead us to green. He will be in control. We'll see when he decides to go. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, we now wait for the 12 machine to jump on the loud pedal, and he'll make him wait a good bit. He'll jump on it here, and we go back to green flag racing action here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. One car in the wall. I believe that's the 02 machine of Tyler Holden. Able to get away. Not the best start for Josh. Not sure what happened there, as maybe he started in the wrong gear. Maybe he started in 2nd while Jacob York started in 1st. But Jacob York able to shoot out from a cannon and pick up the race lead. So Jacob York leading the way now over Eli Lewis in 2nd. Josh Siegfried in 3rd. James Pileski in 4th with Casey Beatty hot on his tail here down the front stretch of the field comes. Now, I talked about all the good things about the draft, folks, but one bad thing that these drivers have to keep in mind, especially if you're the like of Eli Lewis right on the back bumper of Jacob York, is that if you enter the corner right on the bumper of someone else, you have no downforce on that nose from the aero and whatnot. So you can get what's called the aero push to these cars. Even these super late models have a model. It's 2 cars in the wall heading into turn 1. Casey Beatty got the wall, but I think Colton Everham got it even worse heading into turn number 1, as Colton now loses a handful of spots. But looking up towards the front here, Josh is back on the attack, looking to the inside of Eli for 2nd. Like I was saying, folks, as Eli big time sideways off of turn number 4, he'll lose the car, spin it down low, and spin it off the racing surface. So far, no yellow flag from the flag stand, as there it is. So that will bring out the yellow flag as everyone else backs it on down, but Eli Lewis will bring out the 2nd yellow, as we'll take a look at the replay here. Eli Lewis already spinning down low, so we'll jump to the replay as we see that car big time sideways. He tries to save it, almost overcorrects at James Pileski. Big time lucky. Does get a piece of the wall, but could have been a lot worse for the field there if it gone a little bit different. As we'll jump maybe on board with the 3 car with him trying to save it. As you can see him working that wheel back and forth, left and right, and just loses it off of turn number 4. And you can see the field through the window net, making it on by. Luckily, no one else involved. But that could have been, like I said, pretty bad pretty quickly. As we'll take a look one more time here as we ride on board with Eli Lewis, the GoPro strapped to the right side of the headrest, and you can see him working that wheel, but not quite enough. I don't think he got any help from the 12 machine. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll take a look one more time at the replay from the back deck, as we'll try one more time to get the back deck, and maybe there just got it, but that 3 car was definitely out of shape to get that hit. So tough one to put a blame on anyone, but overall it was the 3 that first got out of shape. Maybe he could have saved it without that hit, but that was very tough to make the call there. But right now, with that great restart, Jacob York currently sits in the lead. We do have a few cars down pit road. Looks like maybe get some damage repaired. I don't think any tire sets or fuel yet for these cars, but I believe they'll have to at least come down once to take some fuel. I don't think there's enough fuel to make it all 75 laps when it's said and done. So as we are under our second Roundy's Lawn Care caution of the night here on lap number 12. I believe next time by we will get the 1-2 green. As KCBT in that 45 machine, he had to start in the back, did not take a time, but currently into the runner-up position where that 45 machine is at. Blaine Harrison now into third. Tristan Newman from missing the grid finds himself in fourth, and Curtis Heading in that sweet-looking 85 machine currently sits in the 5th position as of right now. As the lights go out on the iRacing pace car, we will re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing action. As a reminder, folks, Jacob York and Braden Goddard locked into a tight battle for the championship, currently separated by 2 points, the advantage going to the 38 machine of Braden Goddard. He finds himself moving up 4 positions from where he started. He currently is in the 5th position, but his rival that he needs to beat tonight is currently out there in front and has led some laps. So I believe there is some bonus points for leading some laps. So Jacob York is doing what he needs to do to try and erase that 2-point advantage the 38 machine has coming into tonight. Heads off of turn number 4. We now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. It'll make the hard left-hander. Now we wait for the 97 of Jacob York to jump on the loud pedal here. Gets a tap from the 7 here. Jumps on the loud pedal. Oh, with that tap, shoots him way up. Gets contact with the 45 machine. I know Casey probably not the happiest with that there. Wonder what the heck was that? As he now loses the spot to the 7 on that start. Now under fire from Tristan Newman off of turn number 4. Blaine Harrison now looks to the inside for the race lead on Jacob York. 2x2 for the front row. Jacob York able to sail it on that top side. Blaine Harrison trying to keep it down low. KCBT trying to find a gap. Ooh, does he get pinched? I don't know, but he got a big piece of the wall off of turn number 4. As Jacob York continues to lead the way in this field over Blaine Harrison, and now Tristan Newman all the way up into P number 3 when it's all said and done. As now the 7 once again looks to the inside. We saw the same move a lap before. We'll see if Blaine can nail it a little bit better this time, as Tristan Newman right there on the back bumper as well. This time a little bit better for the 7. Jacob York, I think, got a little bit tight off a corner exit. Blaine Harrison, I think, leads the lap at the line, so give the advantage now to the 7 car as he has his nose over the 97 heading into turn 1. Here comes off of turn number 4. The race lead continues to be side by side. The 38 machine further on back, very sideways off of turn number 2. As this is a great battle for the race lead here. Jacob York trying to roll that top side. One car goes around further on back. I believe that was a 3 of Eli Lewis. Yes, it was. And not sure what happened to him, but you saw him, the way that he spun, I think he might have gotten some help. The question is whose fault was it, as we'll take a look at the replay here for Eli Lewis off of turn number 4 for this machine, as Eli Lewis and James Pileski make a little bit of contact off of turn 4, and that sends the 3 big time into the wall. Braden Goddard gets a piece of that right rear of the 3 car, and then that's a tough one here, as we'll try and ride on board maybe with the left rear, see how much contact they make. You can tell, I mean, pretty significant contact there. Hits the wall, and then, yeah, it's a big time hit, both left and right side to that 3 cars. We'll take a look one more time here at the replay. Yeah, this one's a tough one as they're coming off the corner. You know, 93 looks a little bit sideways there, tries to save it, runs up the racetrack just a little bit. Eli Lewis trying to make sure he makes corner exit without hitting that wall, and they make contact, and that sends the 3 car into some heavy contact into that outside wall, and now he'll be down on pit road for some repairs. And an interesting call, Jacob York, our race leader, is also down pit road, I assume to get some fuel as well as maybe some tires. I'll keep an eye from the pit road reporter here. As actually maybe hearing from radio chatter folks that maybe Jacob York was involved in some incident after the yellow flag, and that car is pretty damaged, so that's why he's on pit road. Yeah, you can see the right side damage to that 97 machine, so you got to wonder what happened to that race leader. We'll try and go back and maybe catch it on the replay here. Maybe this will show any indication. Is no, that's already him coming into pit road, so looks like we might not have it on our end, as that puts a big shakeup into tonight's points race, as now Jacob York goes from the lead of the race, now finds himself back in the 12th position. Now this restart will be led by the 7 of Blaine Harrison, Tristan Newman to his outside. Casey Beatty will start 3rd, Curtis heading in 4th, and Josh Siegfried in the 12 machine will restart in the 5th position. Once again, lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We'll be going green next time by, as the field makes their way down the backstretch here. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road right now, The restart now falls into the hands of the 7. We did see the 7 give the shot to the leader last time. Does he get a little bit of help here? Nope, he gets away cleanly. As you can tell, the difference between restarting in first gear versus second is Curtis Heading did not go whatsoever on that outside lane. That's now the battle for second between the 50 and the 45. It looks like the 45 able to get around him. The 50 will give the 45 a nice bump down the backstretch. With those two working together, they should be able to reel in the race leader, that being Blaine Harrison in the 7th. As a little bit further back, we got Josh Siegfried putting the pressure to Curtis Heading. Curtis Heading on the top side. The 12 machine of Josh down low. Right behind him as well is Bolton Everham looking for an opening, as Curtis able to defend from that top lane. And he'll remain in the 4th position a little bit further back. We got 2x2, 2 rows deep. As Connor Gadsden tries to pilot that little bit wounded 76 machine, but I think a lot of these cars in this pack have a little bit of damage. That, of course, being our race leader before last yellow, that being Jacob York, who we're looking at now. One car way sideways. That's the 76 of Connor Gadsden, able to hang on to it with an awesome save in 1 and 2. But they lose some positions and some track position, as now he's got a big gap to Braden Goddard. As we get another yellow flag, I believe the 85 machine, yeah, he is involved in here, of Curtis Heading, and I think the 12 of Josh Siegfried. So we saw that battle for 4th a lap ago, and it ends with a yellow flag here. So we'll try and see what happened to bring out this most recent yellow. As, oh man, it looks like the 12 may have gotten the wall, and the 85 in the wall big time as well. Tries to come off him, and oh man, big time contact for the 85 and the 93 of James Pileski, and that's a hard hit for both those, as the 02 machine just able to get by of Tyler Holden. So big time contact for the 85 machine and the 93. 93 kind of an innocent bystander. We'll try and ride on board with him here. As you'll see, 2 cars in the wall just at the last second. All of a sudden, 1 car comes off it, and James had no clue there was a car there, and makes pretty heavy contact with that right side. Able to keep it off any more walls, but probably will have to use a fast repair there with that kind of contact for that 93 machine. And with this yellow, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, as we got a lot of racing still to go, as we're about to complete lap 25 of 75. We are back here for the season finale at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the limited iRacing Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Currently, Blaine Harrison has the race lead in that 7 machine. Tristan Newman second. Colin Everham now finds his way into third. Jacob York back up into the top 5. He's in fourth. Eli Lewis will round out the top 5 for this restart. The iRacing pace car lights are extinguished and the field is doubled on up, so we're ready to go. Green flag racing next time by. Of course, we got to give a shout out to all the league sponsors for a great season. Some of those sponsors, of course, being Premier Dental Arts, BG Racing Designs, High Tech Custom Apparel, Don's Custom Diecast, and J Stock Cars. As the race is already a third of the way done through this season finale, these drivers very antsy to get it done, as a lot of great battles in the points and on track currently happening here tonight, but we'll have to see how this will unfold as we still have just under 50 laps to go as we now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. Maybe we'll do a little turn 3, turn it up once we get green flag racing here as we wait for the 7 to fire on off. As Harrison fires on off here, gets a great start down low, and we go back to green flag racing action. You can tell a lot of tire spin in that first gear as the cars start all over the speedway on these starts, but Blaine Harrison checks out to about 3/10 of a second lead. As a little bit further back, Curtis Hedden tries to make his way back through the field, currently to the inside of Braden Goddard, the points leader coming into tonight. Also a little bit further up, Colton Everham to the inside of Jacob York down the front stretch. Our leader in the wall big time, Blaine Harrison, makes heavy contact with that wall into turn 1. So easy to do in these super late models, as especially through the travel, not too much banking. The car very light, very skatey through there. And if you don't time up that entrance into 1 just right, you'll make heavy contact with that wall, as you see that leader do, but able to fight back for the race lead as he's currently to the inside of Tristan Newman, as they'll go side by side for the race lead heading into turn number 1. And one car with some problems on the front stretch. That's Curtis Heading, able to keep it the right direction, but this is the battle for the race lead as you see them go nose to nose down the backstretch. A little bit of advantage to the 50, but that could all go away in a heartbeat, as Colton Everham now able to catch these guys side by side in front of him. So Colton Everham's joining the battle. Same with Casey Beatty and Jacob York right there as well. These guys still side by side for this race lead. Neither of them making any big mistakes, so not giving any other person any opportunity to get around them until one of them makes a mistake, as they have been racing great for the race lead. Blaine Harrison makes a mistake there. He gets loose. That sends a 50 of Tristan Newman up top. Casey BT gets clipped, and oh man, more contact for some drivers as Jacob York involved as well. So playoff implications. Braden Goddard got a piece and Jacob York, but that started with Tristan Newman, I think, getting some help from the 7 of Blaine Harris. You saw him get loose, try and chase it up, and the 50's up there. He makes hard contact to the wall, tries to save it, makes contact with the 45, and Jacob York gets a piece of that, as well as some big time hits for a lot of drivers in that replay. We'll take a look one more time at the replay, but a lot of cars involved in this one, as you see Tristan Newman get up on the wall right there, has no control of his car, comes across the track with that wheel straight. I think Casey BT gets a piece of the wall, and then that sends him back down, makes a little contact as well, and A lot of damaged race cars in that one, as Blaine Harris will be the leader, but that thing's got to have a little bit of damage to it, not only to the car, but I bet those tires are hurting a little bit as well. Colin Everham now in the second position. James Pileski now in third. Fourth is Connor Gadsden. And rounding out the top 5 for this next restart, if they do not pit, is Eli Lewis. Finds himself back up in the top 5. As that was a big time wreck for a lot of drivers. I bet a few of them using a fast repair a little bit earlier than they would like, but we are almost to the halfway point in this race, so they got to start being careful, making sure they do have enough car to get to the end. As the lights are once again extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we'll double fire them up, re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing action here. We are under the 5th yellow here tonight for the season finale. Harrison will lead us to green, Everham in second, Pileski third, Gadsden in fourth, Lewis in fifth. I believe Blaine Harris got the EOL for that caution. I think he did claim that, so that will drop him to the end. So now that will put this restart in the hands of the 93 machine of James Pileski. So we'll see what James can do in that sweet looking 93 machine as we now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road and wait for the 93 machine to fire on off. Pileski will wait a bit to fire on off. He heads into the restart zone. We'll wait till the green lights jumps on in here, and we go back to green flag racing action here at Charlotte. Everyone able to get away fairly cleanly. Not a lot of wheel spin, so I wonder if a lot of drivers are on fresh tires. Everham able to slot into second. Under fire from Eli Lewis down the backstretch. As further on back they are 2 by 2. Lewis will look to the inside of the 48 machine. We'll have to back out of it as Everham shuts the door into 3. Pileski that time by will lead that lap. Now Colin Everham, we'll see if he can go on the attack as Eli Lewis now has a little bit of gap to him and the 48 machine. Also, Connor Gadsden looking pretty solid in that 4th position, trying to hold off Josh Sheepfried. Our quick time here tonight. In the middle of the speedway in 3 and 4. But that time by at the start-finish line. Not quite yet, folks. Sheepfried now looks to the inside of the 76 machine of Gadsden. Gadsden gets some help from the 45 of Casey Beatty. He will go around. And that will bring out our 6th yellow flag here tonight. I believe that was with some help from the 45 and the 76. The 76 a little bit slow on that top side, making sure he doesn't make contact with the 12. They all get on the binders and with some avoidance, the 38 machine sends the 45 around, but that all started with that contact between the 76 and the 45 machine. As we'll take a look one more time at the replay here as heading off into turn number 1. Gadsden up on the top side in that white, gold, and red machine. And I tell you what, he does a heck of a job at saving this race car. I mean, a little bit of contact from the 7, but overall, very nice job saving that thing. Same with the 50 of Tristan Newman. He comes in there sideways, and I don't think makes contact with any other car. I think that might be worth a replay here as we look at the 50 of Tristan Newman. You'll see them wrecking probably on the right of your screen, but he gets on the binders in the middle of the corner, right where you have the most wheel, and he's sometime. Oh, he gets some help, big time help from the 85 machine of Curtis Heading, but somehow does not hit Gadsden and does a heck of a slide and a heck of a save by Tristan Newman there. As we now find ourselves under our 6th yellow flag of the night here. And that time by, folks, we see the cross flags halfway down, halfway home in this race. James Pileski continues to lead the way with that yellow flag. Colton Everham second. Eli Lewis in the 3 is in third. Josh Fried in fourth. Connor Gadsden, even with that contact, is still in the 5th position as we got a handful of cars down on pit road. So yeah, a lot of cars wrecking there. From that wreck, Pileski out of shape off of turn number 4. Gets a piece of the 48 machine of Colton Everham. And then from that, we saw Braden Goddard get a piece, as well as the 7 of Blaine Harris. As we get to the closing stages of this race, but we let the cars do the talking there for a minute, and a lot of action there happened as between a lot of cars. We saw a lot of good battles, but overall, another big one for a lot of cars taking some damage, and a handful of cars once again using another fast repair, as we saw Connor Gadsden with Braden Goddard, Blaine Harrison, and Casey BT all with a great battle throughout that field. So overall, that 7th yellow started with James Pileski losing some traction off of turn number 4, then tried to chase it all the way off the corner, gets a piece of the wall, and that will start the big one once again here at Charlotte. As this time by, folks, the lights will get extinguished on the iRacing pace car. We'll double up the field and get ready to go back to green flag racing. As you see, the ticker clicks over to 25 laps to go. The field will double on up and get ready to go back to green flag here. The field being led by the 3 of Eli Lewis. Second will be Tristan Newman. Third, Connor Gadsden. Fourth, Braden Goddard. And fifth, Casey BT for this restart. Excuse me, Colton Everham in fifth. As we are now to the closing stages of tonight's event. We are 2/3 of the way done with this race. We are inside of 25 to go. We got to see what will unfold here, as drivers probably getting close to the end of their tire sets, close to the end of their fast repairs, and of course close to the end of the championship. That, of course, the big battle between the 38 machine of Braden Goddard restarting in third, with Jacob York restarting right around the 9th position in the 97 machine. We got the team cars on the front row here. Newman will lead us to green, Lewis to his outside. We'll see if they can coordinate a good restart together as the iRacing pace car heads down pit road. And we'll now wait for the 50 to jump on the loud pedal here. As Eli Lewis gets away with a great start. Sorry, he was leading us to green. Tristan Newman away as well, very well. And everyone able to file on in. With the field like this, folks, we're going to go do a little turn 3, turn it up. I'll be right back. come back here to some battles on the speedway with 21 laps to go. Eli Lewis out with a pretty good gap, about 3/4 of a second over Tristan Newman. Casey Beatty now finding his way up into 4th position, right on the back bumper of Connor Gadsden, who is fighting for a podium position to be talking to me after these last 20 laps here. And now Jacob York. Oh, it's one car sideways off of turn number 4. I believe that was a 50 of, oh man, that was a 50 machine of Tristan Newman. He'll go around in the tri-oval. I believe the 48 of Cole Neverham involved. Curtis Heading also involved, but that started with the 50 of Tristan Newman. And once again, I believe that got a piece of Braden Goddard. So Braden Goddard having no luck here tonight when it matters, as I believe he's gotten tagged in every single wreck, if not every single one, all but one, and none of his doing. As you see, Tristan Newman gets stuck in the wall glue, tries to get that car off of it, loses control, spins it out in front of the 38 and the 48. Man, Jacob York just barely got by cleanly with that. And then Tristan Newman trying to get through Blaine Harrison. Big time contact to that outside wall, trying to avoid it. And Curtis Heading also involved. So we'll take a look one more time at this wreck off of turn number 4. As we get this here, and we'll go to commercial break. So we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks, as we are now in the closing stages.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500,
Alrighty, folks, we are back here, and I think we might be down a tower, so we're going to go back green flag racing here, but I'll keep everyone up to date on where they're at on the standings, because we're having a little bit of issues here, but Connor Gadsden will lead us to green. A little bit of contact from the 97 of Jacob York, who's able to get around the top side. Casey BT will lead the field now down the backstretch. He'll try and break up the draft, but now Jacob York under fire from Cole Everham in that 48 machine. So Cole once again find himself in that second spot. So Jacob York right on the back bumper of that 48 machine, and right on his back bumper, Connor Gadsden in that 76, now under fire from Eli Lewis in for that fourth position. Braden Goddard also in this pack now. Might be stuck on his top side thanks to Tristan Newman to his low side. So that is a battle for the sixth position on the speedway. But Jacob York doing what he needs to do, as now he's in the third position right on that back bumper of this lead pack. Jacob York will now look to the top side of the 45 machine. Not able to get big enough for a run, but he's able to stay to the outside of the 48 of Colton Everham. So side-by-side battle now for the second position. Tristan Newman big time sideways off the corner as we get another yellow flag on the speedway. Not sure where it's at. We'll try and take a look here, as I believe that might have involved our points leader, Braden Goddard. I don't know if we'll have a replay of it here. Yes, we will. Braden Goddard, I think, just gets big time loose off of turn number 4. He'll be able to keep it off of anything, but that will bring out a yellow flag here for another time here for the championship. As with us back under yellow flag, I'm going to go to commercial break. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these commercials as I try and get the tower rocking and rolling again here. So we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, as we are now in the closing stages.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here inside of 10 laps to go. We got everything rocking and rolling here. Don't mind the caution tracker, as we have a loss count up here in the booth of the caution tracker. So KCBT will lead us to green, the biggest mover so far, if he can hang on to that spot. Jacob York sitting where he needs to do for this championship. He'll restart in second. Third will be Colton Everham in the 48. Fourth will be Connor Gadsden in the 76, the Rookie of the Year. And Eli Lewis will start in the 5th position, as we now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. Then we'll wait for the 45 of KCBT to jump on the loud pedal here. We are, of course, coming to an end of this Roundy's Lawn Care Caution. KCBT jumps on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag racing action here at Charlotte for the season finale. Casey able to get away with a great start over Jacob York, who slots into that 2nd position. Gets a little bit tight on the corner exit. We'll look to the inside here. He'll have Colton Everham to his inside here. So 3 wide into turn number 3. Colton will back on out of it. Knows the 97's racing for more than just the win here tonight. He's racing for the championship as him and BT bang doors off at turn number 4. BT into the outside wall. This will bring out the yellow flag once again here, as, oh man, big time hit later on, as we'll go through this replay here as KCBT, big time contact. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of net code, sends the 45 up into the wall in the tri-oval. He'll hit that wall heavily, but here comes the big impact. Wait for that 0-2 machine at the very end here. Casey locks it on down, and oh man, big time hit for Casey. And the 0-2 of Tyler Holden. Holden with some heavy front end damage there with that. That was a big time hit, as I believe we might lose a few more drivers with that. I think KCBT might be out of this race, as Curtis heads down pit road. So I believe we started with about 12 of them. I think we're right around down to 8 or 9 here at the end of this championship race, as we get close to 5 laps to go. Once again, we got to give a big shout out to all of the sponsors here in the league. Everyone from Don's Custom Diecast, Jay's Stock Cars, High Tech, Custom Apparel, Premier Dental Arts, BG Racing Designs, all the admins here at the LIS Racing Series, as well as all the drivers out here putting on a show for all of us to watch, and including all the fans that have stuck it out 10 weeks for this in the making. All comes to an end here tonight for the season finale for this season of the Outlaws Super Late Model Series. So with that contact with Jacob York, it looks like that gave the race lead over to Colton Everham, who will lead his first laps here tonight, new race leader, and will be leading us to green flag here inside of 5 laps to go. Jacob York has enough of a gap to the 38 of Braden Goddard to take over the series championship, but he just has to finish here. Can he hold on to it for 5 more laps? Connor Gadsden looking very strong. I chatted with him before this race. He was very excited here for tonight. Very excited to give a run for the Rookie of the Year, which I believe he locked on in, and will try and maybe even get a podium finish to talk to me and talk about his rookie season. As the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we get ready for our first restart inside of 5 laps to go. This time it will be led by the 48 of Everham, York in the 97 to his outside, Gadsden in the 76 in third. Fourth is Lewis in the 3, and rounding out the top 5 is Siegfried in the 12. As these drivers very patiently waiting to get this race back underway. A lot to be racing for when it's all said and done. Can Jacob York get the job done? Can Braden Goddard defend his lead? He had a huge lead this whole season. Can Jacob York take it back here at the very end? We'll find out here in less than 5 laps as we now wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. We'll wait for the 48 of Everham to jump on the loud pedal. Everyone waiting, a little bit of games. Everham jumps on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag racing action. Jacob York able to hang on to second, able to jump to that low side, but that allows Eli Lewis to try and roll the top side of the 97. Not quite able to do it, so Jacob York able to stay into second. Connor Gadsden gets turned by the 3 of Eli Lewis down the backstretch. That will bring out the yellow flag here once again, as I don't know if the 3 of Eli Lewis could see what happened, as Eli Lewis is around here. Not sure what happened after the fact. Braden Goddard also around. Holy smokes, folks. A lot going on here after the fact. So Eli Lewis makes contact with the 76. And then what happens? Oh, just gets tight. Gets into the outside wall under yellow flag. Tries to bring it on down. Makes contact with the 12. Tries to save it and gets heavy contact to that outside wall. Holy smokes. As Gadsden comes back through there. So a lot going on there for that yellow, but we'll take a look at the replay and looks like maybe a bump draft gone wrong. We did see the connection of the 76, maybe a little iffy, but that more looked like a bump draft gone wrong, folks. As we'll take a look one more time, try and figure out what happened. As I don't know if the 76 moved or if the 3 moved, but for sure some contact between the two. And now we'll be inside of our first green-white checkered attempt here tonight for the limited iRacing Outlaws Super Late Model Series. As we look at the guy trying to get the job done, he's in the right spot when it matters here at the end. But we've seen a lot of craziness happen on the white flag lap especially. This white flag lap will be very long for these drivers. 1.5 miles to just complete 1 lap, so a lot can happen. We've seen drivers from 5th end up winning in just 1 corner, so I for sure don't know what to expect up here in the booth, and I'm sure these drivers not knowing what to expect as well, as we get ready for our first attempt at a green-white checkered for the season finale of the limited iRacing series. As this time by, the lights will go out on the iRacing pace car. Looks like the 48 machine will elect to restart on the inside lane. Jacob York second. Tristan Newman third. Josh Seabride fourth. Curtis Heading will restart in the 5th position. A lot on the line for these drivers in this last restart. Race win championship all on the line. We'll have to see how this unfolds. These drivers make their way down the backstretch and get ready to do battle here in the closing stages of the season finale. The intensity now up to 1,000%. The gloves are coming off here. If they're not already off, we'll have to see how much give and take, probably none, these drivers will give. as we get ready for our first attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. Then we'll see what kind of restart games we get between the front row. And if we get any more melee tonight at this 1.5 mile Charlotte Motor Speedway. As now we wait for Everham to jump on the loud pedal. Slows us field way down. Jacob York tries to time it. He gets away with a great start, Jacob York. He's right to the back bumper of Colton Everham here, heading into turn number 1. So far, everyone away pretty cleanly through the field. Looks like everyone's single filed on out, so that's what these lead cars want. As we look at Connor Gatson trying to hold off Eli Lewis, but up front, Jacob York. If I'm Jacob York, I know I have the points I need over Braden Goddard. I might just be content to ride it on there. Has 2 cars between him for the white flag. 1 more lap for this season. As Jacob York looks to the top side of Colton Everham, he'll swing it all the way up to the top side. Right now, it's 2 cars in between him. Exactly what he needs as the field comes down the backstretch for the final time. Jacob York to the top side. Colton Everham down low. Can Colton Everham get the job done? His first appearance here. Tristan Newman goes up and over. Jacob York turns him. He makes it across the line in second. Braden Goddard finishes 4th. I think that's enough for Jacob York to get the championship when it's all said and done. But Colton Everham picks up the win in the 48 machine. Holy smokes, folks. What a finish. They were wrecking at the line for the win. Everyone trying their hardest to get the job done. But it looks like it will be Colton Everham in the 48 machine, able to bring that thing back around to the front stretch, do some burnouts. As, wow, what a season it has been here for the limited iRacing Outlaws Super Late Model season. We'll be talking to the top 3, but I think it was enough for Jacob York to get the job done. He just needed 2 points, and I think he got the 2 points. As we'll be talking with the top 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. Sorry about that, folks. And we come back here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be dialing up our 3rd place finisher, that being Josh Siegfried in the 12 machine. Josh, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes.
Alrighty, man. An eventful race there, but when it's all said and done, you're able to pilot that 12 machine in 3rd position. And it seemed like you had a lot of speed in it with qualifying on the pole. Tell me how that 12 machine was here tonight.
It was good in qualifying. It wasn't too well in the race. Started off really good, and then, you know, that one caution, for some odd reason, my car didn't want to go. I just felt like if I was up front most of the race, I had a shot at it. But yeah, 3rd place I'm fine with. I just wish it would have been more.
Yeah, Josh, it seemed like an up and down night for everyone in this field, you know. It seemed like like I said, you had some good speed, but overall, on the restart seems so difficult unless you're starting on that front row.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I was in the wrong gear or what, but it didn't go, and then from there I just was unable to get up front.
Yeah, Josh. Well, we got to keep it on a shorter leash here tonight with the interviews, but it was a pleasure talking to you. But before we let you go, maybe give a little bit of recap about your season. I think we saw you a couple times here, and of course, thank all the sponsors that made this 12 car so fast. And once again, congrats on the pole here tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Braden for the league and you for broadcasting. And I would like to thank DCO Chassis and JS Derby Cars for making this possible mostly every week. There's some races I missed, but I'm hoping next season to run the whole schedule.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff. Well, be sure to look for this 12 car next season. Josh, once again, congrats on the podium, congrats on the pole, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next season. Have a great off season.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, we'll dial up our second place finisher, and I believe our champion. We'll have to see what he has to say, that being the 97 of Jacob York. Jacob, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alrighty, Jacob. Is it official yet? Was that enough points for you to take the title?
Yes, sir. We've clinched her.
Heck yeah, man. Well, huge congratulations from me in the booth and Turn 3 Racing Network. That was a heck of a job by you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your race here tonight? You came in tonight 2 points down from Braden Goddard, and I know you had to be sweating, especially those last couple laps when you saw Braden coming back through that field.
Yeah, going into the night, the gap was actually only one, and I just knew if we beat him, that would put us in a tiebreaker scenario, and with me having the wins this year, I'd have him. So really the goal for this race was to stay ahead of him, and for the most part, we did that. We qualified good, and really probably I think had the best car of the field. Just lacked about another half lap there at the end of getting the win.
Yeah, Jacob, it was a heck of a battle between you and Colton for that race win. You guys drag racing it out to the line, finishing just a half a car length back. And luckily, I think Josh might have helped you over that start-finish line because, worst case, spin out before that and have Braden beat you. But luckily, that didn't happen, Jacob. And, yeah, heck of a job by you. Maybe give us a little bit of recap about your season. I know it started off well, then had some ups and downs throughout the season.
Man, it's been a crazy year. Really didn't see us with the season that we had midway through being in contention to win. But we really tied it all back together and clicked off these podiums at the end. And like I said, I think a month ago at our last race when I talked to you last, is just keep clicking off the podiums. And that's what we did. I got a good team behind me, the Holston River Machine Shop guys. They take care of me in real life and virtually. Can't say enough about my graphic guy, Miller Racing Graphics, Dawson Miller. He's had my back since the beginning of it. We go back more than 10 years now. He's one of my good buddies. So if you guys need any good paints, hit him up. But really, I mean, just a good team behind us is what done it all year.
Awesome stuff, Jacob. Well, once again, congrats on the runner-up finish here tonight. Congrats on the championship. Man, that must feel awesome. And, yeah, man, that's a heck of a job to you to rebound how well you did and to put up a finish tonight like you did, with all the pressure and all that. What could we maybe expect from the 97 machine for this off season and maybe looking towards the future?
Keep an eye out on our Facebook and my Instagram, Jacob York on both of those. We're planning on doing some big things in the real life side of things this coming season, venturing out. I usually run limited. We're going to venture out, run some late model stock this year, and keep an eye out for us back here in this league next year to defend the title.
Alrighty, awesome stuff, Jacob. Yeah, be sure to check out his social medias for all his real life updates. And yeah, Jacob, we'd love to see you back for another season, defend that championship. And Jacob, I'm going to let you go celebrate this runner-up finish, but most importantly, that championship. Congrats once again. You deserved it.
Thank you, brother.
Alrighty, folks. And now we'll dial up our race winner here tonight, that being the 48 of Colton Everham. Colton, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. Heck of a run by you. It seemed like you were always there right around the top 5, especially in that second position. But when it came to the money meeting the road, you're able to park that thing in victory lane. How was that 48 machine here tonight?
That's pretty good. Honestly, I'm not really good at these big tracks, and I'm good friends with Connor Gadsden, so he told me to come in and join this league, and this was my first race, and I didn't really know how everybody else raced in it, but it wasn't bad. We tried to keep the fenders on it as much as we can. Got caught up in some of the incidents on the racetrack, but we were there at the end, saved enough tire.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a heck of a job by you. It seemed like you had a lot of good pace. You could really work the draft well, it seemed like, and when it came to it, able to hold off Jacob York off for turn number 4. Were you expecting to have him make some sort of move on that white flag lap?
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting him to tuck him behind me and move me into the corner, going into 3 on the final lap there to take the checkered. I didn't think that he was going to be able to run the top as well as he did, but we made a little bit of contact coming to the start-finish line. It just hooked us both in the fence, and we're still lucky enough to come away with the win.
Yeah, I tell you what, yeah, that was definitely some heavy contact, but able to spin across the line to your first victory, Colin. You go 1 for 1 in the season, first time showing up here. Glad to have you, and I tell you what, put on a heck of a show. Hopefully, any more plans for you? Maybe we'll talk what's your off-season plans and plans for the future.
I race full-time up here in Ontario here, Pro Late Models, but we're working on that car, and then, as long as this league wants me to keep racing, I'll keep coming out and supporting it. I'm excited for the short tracks.
All right, Colin. Well, before we let you go and celebrate the victory here for the season finale of LIS here, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank on that 48 crew.
First and foremost, I got to thank what you guys are doing. It's pretty cool to be able to do a whole iRacing league here. I got to thank, I'm on Reaper Speed Lab, Pull Down Motorsports, and I got to thank all those guys that were sitting there supporting me in the Discord we were in.
All righty, Colin. Well, you have yourself a great rest of the night. Go celebrate down in Victory Lane. I'm going to go wrap things up here, but once again, congrats on showing on up and going 1 for 1. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
All righty, folks. So that will do it here from the Limited iRacing Outlaws Super Late Model Series. And Jacob York able to get the job done and pick up the championship. We'll run through tonight's race results. So Colin Everham in the 48 machine gets the job done. He wins the finale. Finishing runner-up is Jacob York, able to bring home the championship for that 97 team. Finishing third is Josh Siegfried, who was quick time in the 12. Braden Goddard comes so close, but will finish P2 in the championship in that 38 machine. Fifth goes to Curtis Heading in the 85 machine. Sixth is Connor Gadsden in the 76, our current Rookie of the Year. So big congrats to Connor with that award. Seventh goes to Eli Lewis in the 3. Eighth is Tyler Holding in the 02. Ninth is Tristan Newman. 10th is KCBT. 11th, Blaine Harrison. 12th, James Pileski. That will do it, folks. Got to thank all of our sponsors here from Don's Custom Diecast, J Stock Cars, H Tech, and all of them.